People are mocking the collision between a Chinese Coast Guard ship and a Navy vessel. The Philippines Navy is no match for Chinese, so why dare to provoke? But have you ever wondered how the Chinese see it? You might be surprised. Why do Chinese Coast Guard or Navy ships use collisions instead of weapons during law enforcement? Do the Chinese admit they came out at some cost in this incident? In China, victory means total success. Anything less is a loss. So yes, China acknowledges a loss in this Huangyan Island incident. As the Coast Guard ship collided with their own Navy vessel, unlike someone, the Chinese don't deceive themselves. We value facing facts. On the evening of August 10th, the Philippines gathered 3 patrol ships armed with 57 to 760mm cannons and anti-ship missiles with a 150 km range, plus 35 modified fishing boats. This firepower looked like they were ready for war. Chinese ships followed international interception rules, keeping speed at 15 to 18 knots. Some Chinese believe their forces were too restrained against territorial violations. A single Chinese warship weighs 12,000 tons, roughly equal to the combined tonnage of the Philippines' 38 vessels. If needed, they argue China should use force. Others think restraint is wise, but smaller Coast Guard boats should handle the situation, with warships ensuring the Philippines wouldn't dare to fire. If the Philippines fired first, the Chinese warship should be ready to wipe them out. But in reality, why did Chinese warships charge forward? China hadn't fought a war in nearly 50 years, and its soldiers are eager for achievements. Honestly, the CPC keeps China's 2 million troops in check. Chinese soldiers crave military honors, not just for personal glory, but to be recorded in family and historical records. Now the big question is, why did the Philippines provoke China at Huangyan Island? It's tied to their domestic politics and external pressure. On May 12, 2025, the Philippines' midterm elections weakened President Marcos Jr.'s camp. The Senate's 12 seats saw the Duterte family secure 5, aligning with centrists and the Arroyo family, limiting Marcos' influence. Despite being detained by The Hague, Duterte was elected mayor of Davao, and his son won vice mayor with 92% of the vote, showing their family's enduring power. Marcos' failure stems from his team of entertainers, like internet-famous boxer Manny Pacquiao, who lack governing skills. How can such a weak leader run the Philippines well? The US took advantage, imposing a 17% tariff on Philippines exports in April, raising it to 20% on July 9th. And threatening a 10% penalty on textiles. Then on July 22nd, Marcos negotiated with the White House. Trump, playing host, offered to lower the tariff to 19%, but with conditions. There were tariffs on US cars, drugs, and green energy products, plus 4 temporary US military bases on Mindanao and permission for US defense firms to build anti-ship missiles factories in the Philippines. This humiliated Marcos and compromised sovereignty. But with his weak domestic position, he clings to the US. Why? If he loses power, fleeing to the US is his only option. Who cuts off their own escape routes? While in power, he can secure his future by allying with the US. So, provoking China serves 2 purposes: showing loyalty to the US and distracting from domestic issues. The Philippines Navy is no match for China's, so why dare to provoke? It's simple, because China's Coast Guard and Navy, tightly controlled by the CPC, are highly restrained and vote fire first. That's the policy. The Philippines knows this. Provoking China carries risks, but as long as they don't shoot first, it's not fatal at all. It's a low-risk gamble. So, for those criticizing the CPC for not being peaceful should rethink. Are you right? What if the CPC doesn't really love peace? Follow me for another perspective to see the world.